everyone, it's me. As usual, I have some crazy, you know, issue running in the background, so problems have problems. But hey, it is what it is. But I'm here today, and I'm gonna get my that going again. So we get a little music. Turn that down a little. Okay. So if you're on Twitch, you can hear music. If you're on YouTube, you can't. But hey, it's a thing. And I'm getting ready for Star Wars weekend. Um, Gonna be doing some design work today for what I hope to be doing on Sunday and Monday, as I have, May the 4th be with you and Revenge of the 5th. So we will see how things are going. I had finished my previous Star Wars piece, and I was thinking about doing something much bigger with it. I decided I wanted to do something a bit more original. So I figured first I'd show the original piece that I did, and we're going to go from there. So anyway, here we are. Volume is low. Alright, my volume is low. Give me a second. That is weird. I always seem to have these issues. It's always something. That's right, volume's at 100%. Let's see here. Okay, how's that sounding? Better? Hopefully better. Hoping it's better. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. About the same. That's not helpful. I have an idea. How's that? Better? Just made a few adjustments to see how things are going. Hopefully that worked. Okay, well, let's see. I'm gonna tie my hair back, and then I'll go from there. Still very low. I can't win. There's always something when I do this. I really wish I didn't break my mic. Mic is. Oh yeah, I see where it's having some issues. Okay, give me a second. Let's see. Yeah, that's coming through. That's a different audio source. So my mic is one source, that's a different one. It's just driving me batty. Uh, I think my gain got adjusted. Hang on. Let's see how that is. Okay, maybe that. I'm trying to check on certain things, see how the audio is spiking. All right, how's this? Anything? If I do it like that, anything there? Okay, so that's up pretty high. Okay, so how is this? Is this any better? Because it looks like it's a lot better on my side. It's not spiking red, but I'm getting close to it. Getting better. Okay, good. Okay, so I've now pushed it up pretty high for my gain. Um, Hopefully that is good. Okay. Yeah, I'm giving it an extra 30 decibels, so hopefully that is good. That might be about as best I can do right now. I mean, I get another, okay, getting, okay, good. All right, I need to get a better mic than the built-in one on the computer, because I really miss my Blue Yeti microphone. So anyway, getting ready to do some Star Wars stuff, because Star Wars weekend and all. Let's get this stuff out of the way. I should be able to control everything from my Steam Deck at this point, my Stream Deck. All right. So this is the piece I was working on a few weeks ago and stuff, and I finished it up actually yesterday with the inking and everything. And I'm generally happy about how it came out. I had a whole thing in mind for this, but I kind of want to do something a bit more original for Star Wars Weekend and kind of go from there. So I've made a VizRep library, things I like from Star Wars and a few different things. It's on my iPad in front of me. Kind of zoom in and out and look at things. Along with a few different like artistic books that I think are interesting. Uh, so I basically kind of think of this more as like my Star Wars vision. But hey, so that's the page I worked on that I did for fun, and I'm selling for $200. So if anybody wants it, $200 is yours. So these are some doodles that I was doing the other day while at what call it? While at gaming, and I even drew Ka from the Jungle Book. Because one of the characters has a constrictor snake type thing. So I was like, I should draw a little constrictor snake guy. And I was thinking, Ka from the Jungle Book. So that's where that kind of came from. So I figure I'm going to do a couple of roughies and see what we come up with. And go from there. I'm looking at a few references from Star Wars Visions actually for ideas. Specifically the Ninth Jet. That was, in my opinion, the best thing that came out of it. I liked the Ronin a lot. The one with the rock band was also really in the first season. The second season wasn't as impactful, but I love the first. I want to give it a little bit of my own flair to it, but yeah. So that's basically what I'm thinking about. It's great to see you, Charles. Very happy you're here. We don't hang out enough. Oh, I got the middle here. I'll be doing my breakdown by red, but hey. I picked up regular pencil. Erase a little bit of Oz mouth. Looking forward to Sunday hanging out with Randy and them because we're going to be doing some Star Wars, and I'm excited. I mean, I have all of those, the Al Williams set and everything, so I'm excited. So one of my thoughts with this and doing it is I want to go a little bit more cartoonish, a bit more stylized. I've been messing around with some stylized art. The manga that I'm currently working on that is getting submitted um, has it's definitely stylized because I'm drawing it, but it also has a bit more of the more serious kind of shonen look, which I have no issues with. I like drawing in that style. Right, so let's bring that down. I think it will work. If I need more light for anything, which I don't think I really do at this moment, looking at the screen, I think I'm good. If I need more light, I have this light over here. So. Ninth Jedi was done by Production IG, and they did Ghost in the Shell, um, and a bunch of other incredibly influential anime. Now, the big one that I'm a fan of that they did was Blood the Last Vampire. Lighting was excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is complete natural lighting at this point, since I am literally like right in front of a bay window that's kind of up here. I literally live in a basement, so I call it the basement of chaos. So zero. Thank you, Charles. I really appreciate that. There's a part of me that just likes drawing cartoon. I mean, I've said before to in a few other places, but the way I originally wanted to, I approached comics, I wanted to do comic strips. I used to make my own comic strips about a gopher when I was really little. Then I got into comics. Everything kind of changed. But I always originally had like a Bigfoot art style as it was and everything, so. Garfield and Calvin and Hobbes were huge influences. So what I'll do when I kind of get a little bit of a head sketch that I like, I will. I don't want to kind of take full of ideas from Star Wars stuff that I like, and kind of see if I can build a. My goal is like a page or two, my own idea. This is Star Wars month as far as I'm concerned. So George Lucas's birthday is in May. All of the original Star Wars films came out in May. Particularly, they're on the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith right now. I was debating on going to see in theaters, but decided against it. One, they own it in 4K, and I'd rather just watch it at home, not have to deal with kids. Typically, would today I was thinking about trying to see the Thunderbolts, but I just couldn't get up, so I'd rather stream. Heard a few people liked it, so I'm not really worried about it. I'll say that, in my opinion, the Marvel movies have kind of gone down since Endgame, and they really need X-Men sooner rather than later. Well, so what I'm thinking about trying to do is something a bit more, as I said, a bit more stylized, and then have you know, the influences be there. Like the Ninth Jedi is definitely an influence because I like the way they did that anime a lot, and I'm gonna be getting a full series of it in 2026, so I'm psyched. I'll pull out some of my manga that I'm working on a little bit too. Couldn't help it though when one of the players in the game that I'm playing in had a constrictor snake as a familiar. I had to draw. I was just like, there, we have it. It's like it looks like that snake from the Jungle Book. I'm like that's exactly what it is. I love how it screams sliminess. I even loved him in the Robin Hood but anyway. And I actually just watched The Last Jedi before I started streaming today, so that was fun. Not The Last Jedi, I'm sorry, The Ninth Jedi. I haven't watched The Last Jedi in years. Hmm. my love of Japanese culture was also really hit well with the Ninth Jedi because I love the idea of having a saber smith making the lightsabers. I just thought that was a really cool idea. Hmm. It's a little bit different than I usually do in my stream. Usually I have much more focus on things, but today I figured it'd just be kind of fun to rough things out because I intend to stream a lot this weekend. Probably using a heavier lead. Down pretty. Give her the Padawan grade. I thought that was kind of a cool ad in the prequels. That was something I always thought was neat. Was the Padawan grade. Thought process that if she has her hair kind of tied like that, she has like a ribbon around it. I could never get my hair to look like that too. So hey, I'm definitely gonna have to draw a because I love these. I gotta get my hand on the. I gotta get my hands on the Wolverine issue that Daniel Warren Johnson did a piece in because it looks really cool. It's like Samurai Wolverine, and it's called Onryo, which is basically a ghost of vengeance. If you've ever seen the movie The Ring or Ju-on, Roger over here in Japan, it's called Ring. We'll sometimes say it's Ringu, but they just called it Ring. That kind of works for a rough idea. So, what we'll do is we'll start to concept a few things out, see what we can get. Were you on with Randy this morning, Charles? If you're still there? I don't know if you're still watching. Okay. Who's on this morning? Hope you on Sunday. Yeah, I'm hoping I'll be this Sunday. I should be. I don't see myself not pulling it off, but we'll never know. MS could be like, nope, you're asleep. You got a hair on here. Can't blame the cat on that one. It's definitely my hair. And as roughs go, it's a thing, but it'll change as I do it. And before anybody kind of is like, oh, your arms aren't long enough, or say things, it's like, I know. My whole thought with anatomy is I draw action figure anatomy because it kind of looks cooler, I think, in that sense. I'm not trying for perfect realism, just trying to get the shapes to look neat. And even then, like the shapes in the body right here, I'm not fully satisfied with, so I will be playing with them when I go to refine the piece a bit, but I just want to get a quick drawing, a quick, sketch in. Before I lighten it up. Kind of see it there, but yeah, I can understand it. I can't. All right. No, we have a we have a visitor. Hang on here. Okay, I have a visitor. Yes, I see. 20 pounds of cat. Rocket cat. He's like the thing I put up with. He's my big buddy. I love him. So that's the rocket cat. Just go back to arting. Oh, really? You don't want to get down there? Let's see. Let's see. He will demand more scratching. Yep, he's demanding more attention. Just got some. Me. Silly kid. Let's see. The working on my manga, I had to actually do similar things with this, where I have to do like turnarounds and submit them and everything because they want every little detail done on the characters. And I also think they want to ensure that they're getting somebody who will actually, do the work. And I said, my manga was definitely more realistic than what I'm doing here. I mean, boobs aren't just an oval on the chest, but hey, I'm also trying to design this so I can draw quickly. Uh, that won't hurt. Standing straight up and down just kind of sucks anyway. Clever with a little bit of a. What? What? What is it? Yeah. Cat's demanding attention, which always happens with the stream. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be streaming with my buddy Randy and everybody on Sunday. Charles could be there and all that, and the cat will still complain because that's what he. Else is here. Charles does a wonderful series called Ramos, which is a time traveling thief, if I remember correctly. It's kind of a noir series. I haven't read it, but it looks really good. There's at least 2 issues out. Incorrect. I'm wrong. From a Master Thief in a Future Police State. That's it. Published by Marcosia. Fantastic. You want me to go? Oh, yeah, it's definitely if anybody's watching, check out Ramos. Oh, right, the time traveling thief. That was actually a Jeff Smith book, Razzle. That was a good series too. His follow up to Bone. Definitely more adult series. I think when I was first teaching myself how to draw comic booky stuff, I was using how to draw comics the Marvel way and trying basically on my way to becoming a John Buscema. Oh God, have things changed? No, just for the record, I love Buscema. This stuff is great. I feel his Silver Surfer better than Jack Silver Surfer. Sorry, I just do. Glenn will hate me. It's actually an argument in the movie Crimson. Was the better Silver Surfer. Denzel Washington and one of the other characters. Well, Denzel like agreed with one of them that Jack Kirby was the better artist. Okay. I almost drank the water I shouldn't have. Just almost did it. That proved to be a very interesting stream highlight. Okay. It's a rough body shape if you want to go with it. A little bit small. I see how I like that. Remote. Best advice I got from Jim Lee. Draw in hands, draw as a pentagon. He said pentagram first, but forget it. Draw as a pentagram. Summon your dark powers. I'm not exactly going for perfect detail. I'm just trying to get a general body shape that I kind of like. Before we go to town. Arms are a bit too long. Yeah, not worried about that for this though. Okay. Hmm. Go with one more quick design. To do something a bit more detailed. Let's see. actually. Okay. Yeah, thin that out a little bit, see what it is. Let's do, I have to do a few other things with this. If I was doing this digitally, I'd actually have blocked it out with like a silhouette, then kind of paint it over from there. A bit hard to do. And then I would reduce the opacity on the silhouette and then kind of draw into it. One of the things about silhouette that makes it really interesting is you can kind of get your perspective in some way. This is something I find that put on a stream once. The real master of doing it is my friend Rob of Sketchcraft. He's what kind of was showing me how to do it, and he's amazing. Yeah, a couple years ago, I drew the Ninth Jedi for just a picture on Star Wars Day, and on the 6th, I added like Imperial elements to it. No, May the 5th. Yeah, May the 5th, I added some Imperial elements to it. Yeah, we're going to take arms of it. That's not that big a deal. So I try to draw everything in red first. Makes it easier. And the cats running around sounds like elephants. It's kind of weird because elephants are one of the stealthiest animals out there. Is their whole foot plants to the ground, so it basically distributes the noise out that way. I mean, obviously they can make noise if they go charging, but when they're just normally walking, they're very, very quiet. For some other fun Star Wars trivia, the original person that Lucas had wanted to play Obi-Wan Kenobi was Toshiro Mifune. He turned it down. We got Sir Alec Guinness. Can't really complain. it's funny. My style is definitely has anime eyes, but I mean, I basically kind of learned how to draw eyes from like Turk. He did a thing in Wizard magazine years ago. It had to be years ago at this point because I believe he died in 2010. But anyway, this thing in Wizard magazine years ago told people how to draw like sultry, and the way he did eyes just kind of stuck with me. That was so good. Cancer stuff. I'm not sure how I'm sold on the face, but yeah, you figure it out. I kind of wanted a live a tomboy kind of character. Look at that. It's almost getting on. It's 20 past 4, so I'm actually going to pause my music in the background and we're going to do the wonderful thing that everybody loves. That's just so great to do. Pull list. What's on your pull list? So the pull list. So the pull list is basically where I talk about a comic that I like and I recommend people to put on their pull list or read. So we're actually going to continue with the tradition we did last week. I'm going to go with Vagabond, basically collection 2. This is the what was it? The second of the like prestige format books that recently just came out, and I had to have it because I have all of Vagabond in the Tankabon size, but I really wanted the nicer ones so I can really look at the art and how big it is, and they're sewn hardcovers and things. And they're like $50 each, but Takehiko Inu is just astounding. His art is utterly amazing, and he may or not be a bit of an influence. Now I gotta be careful with that picture. Okay. Yeah, I have to be a little careful with this book of what gets seen on YouTube and stuff. But just to kind of give an idea of the greatness of this, this is effectively the samurai story, Musashi story. They had Samurai 1, 2, and 3. Um, the book it's inspired by, which I can't remember. It's not the Book of Five Rings. It's a different book that was written about Musashi that they had adapted into those movies. Was basically this, and just the beauty in this series is fantastic. And the other series they did for a very long time was Slam Dunk, which I can't remember if that's still going on or not, but it's a basketball manga, and it's pretty neat. As someone who was basically forcefully drafted into the basketball teams, because 6 foot tall girl, you're just gonna get recruited. It's just one of those things. It's always been tall. It's a gift and a curse. Yes, I can reach the top shelf, but I don't order all my shoes online. Anyway, so, but just like looking at this stuff, oh, there's some severed hands. Let's see if we can get a bit of a fight scene, which looks like the end of this chapter has one. Yes. Here we go. He's facing off this guy. Looks like a monk. A real sword? You prefer a wooden practice sword, perhaps? I don't care. Come on. Right. Well, that's what we call famous last words. Oh. So, somebody is a bit unhappy they lost their hands. Yeah, it's a monk. These are monks. Alikat. So somebody came home for a second. But yeah, no, his stuff is so amazing. Absolutely love it. Trying to find a good. Oh, we have some of his color stuff coming up now. One of the other things about manga, that if you're like the first in a collection where they do wherever they print you, say if you're printed in Shonen Jump, sometimes the first few pages of the color of the book will be in color. So that's basically what this is right here. And that's why we're seeing the first few pages in color. Then it goes back to the typical black and white. But just like the painting in this is amazing. I'm pretty sure this is watercolor actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's watercolor. Actually, it could be Copics. No, I think that's Copic. Because I can see the brush strokes of the alcohol markers. It might be a combination of both. Either way, looks amazing. Good stuff. Trying to get another like action scene. I mean, you got him eating. That's always actiony. That's a big thing in manga. Here we go. Fighting another monk. Now it's my turn. Punches him in the face. But yeah, no, great stuff as always. Just utterly amazing. But yeah, so this is what they call a seinen. So this is made for more adult. It's like late teens through adulthood. Mangaka manga would be made for. I'm not positive of the where this is first published. I could find out. I could look in the front. But yeah, this was basically this is a monthly book. So it's about each chapter is 20 pages, and it was done for. It was not done in like Shonen Jump. I don't believe it was. I'm pretty sure this is a seinen publication. I want to find out. Another great picture. Yeah, that looks like watercolor. All that looks like watercolor. So, 4, 5, and 6. Weird. Two. Basically, this is 3 tankobon collections. Are each of these, and they're very nicely done. I guess it doesn't tell me where it was originally published. I thought it would. Let's take a look on the back. It's one of the other things about manga is usually at the end of chapters and all this, it will have it. Yeah, it's a Viz signature series. So here it is, based on E.G. Yoshikawa's Musashi. So literally, it was the Musashi novel. So it's for Nara intent on challenging. The warrior monks, a legendary his own temple. But Musashi's growing feelings for his childhood friend Otsu may prove to be a fatal distraction in this match against Inshun and the austere master Huzin's deadly spear technique. Definitive collection of the 3 phenomenal volumes of the samurai era masterpiece by manga legend Takahiko Inoue. It's mature rated. It's explicit content. So yeah, it's a signature series. It was published. This is published by Viz Media, which means it has an affiliation with Jump. And it was probably done in whatever their seinen was. Originally published in 1999. Okay, here it is. Credential Limited Tokyo English Translation art by IT Planning. All reserved. Okay, so this is Credential, which I believe that is the parent company of Jump. I'm not positive. But you also like this. You do get sketches in the back and everything. Well, the scripting. These are his thumbnails, which they call them something different in Japan. They're like, I almost want to say mirrors, but that's not right. It's something else. But yeah, the storyboards are called something a little bit different. But it's interesting because his layouts are just like his notes and like dialogue and stuff, and then you have the originals below it, so he doesn't really do anything crazy with it. It mentions the different histories in the back. Now this is all read from left to right in this portions because this is all done for English readers, where we read the manga from right to left. But yeah, they have brief historical overview of the Hozoin spear technique. Hozoin spear technique, I believe is how that's pronounced. And Itosai, founders of one of the largest sword fighting schools, Ito Ryu. And before establishing his own style, Itosai is to have studied a variant of the Chugo Ryu style, sword fighting under Kanamake Jisai's instruction. It has a koku, which is basically a gold piece. Approximately 5.1 US bushels or 180.39 liters of rice. So koku is used as standard measure to represent the amount of rice necessary to feed one man for 1 year. Sasuke Kojiro, legendary arch rival. So that's who he fought on the island, where he killed but with the boat oar. Sanshiro, the Yagyu clan. The Yagyu clan is interesting. They were a shinobi clan, and they had the Shinkage school of sword fighting. This is where the infamous Jubei Yagyu came from, and Yagyu Jubei would be the better way of saying it. And the Yagyu clan was the overarching enemy in Lone Wolf and Co. Yoshioka Kenpo, distinguished warrior during the Sengoku period, founder of the renowned Yoshioka School of Sword Fighting. Kenpo mastered the Kohachi style of swordsmanship and modified his form from the Yoshioka style. The contests of Ino's Vagabond as well as E.G. Yoshikawa's Musashi, Yoshiko Seijiro, and Den Shitiro are Kenpo's sons, and historically thought to have dueled with Miyamoto Musashi on numerous occasions. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Then we got like the ending of the issue. Alright, so that's a little brief look at the definitive edition of Vagabond issue 2. This is selling for $55 currently when these come out. I'm waiting volume 3. I'm not sure if it's out yet. I will definitely be picking it up when it is and when I have money, because that's a big deal too. You can't really buy it if you don't have money. So, a little music back. And for my Twitch viewers, the music playing now is Attack on Titan's theme. If you're an anime fan, you probably already know. Give us a live rendition. And if you're watching this in replay on the Twitch stream, you shouldn't be hearing any of the music. If you are, I'm going to get bolts. Obviously, YouTube, you shouldn't be hearing it at all. Or then, this stream will be deleted when I'm done. I'm a little touchy with playing copyrighted stuff. Yeah, I like drawing music. That or an audiobook. Sometimes I throw talking heads on YouTube. She's good. Good. That's right. I had a text to my cell phone the other day, which amused me. Random person texted me. Fairly certain it was a scam. Trying to scam me out of something or whatnot. But hey, I had some fun with it. So they texted me saying hello. I responded with konbanwa, kanji, which means good evening. It was like 9 o'clock at night. Figured, good evening. Uh, they responded with a question. So I sent them in well, manji would be the way of putting it, but it would basically be in English letters. Konbanwa. No response. So then I said, I don't recognize the number. Somebody text me. I responded in a foreign language. I said, the ones that I kind of know. And I said I could usually get decent Japanese, and I can muddle through Spanish and Latin. And my Mandarin Chinese is terrible. So they're like, I didn't know you spoke Japanese. I'm like, I thought everybody who knew me spoke Japanese. I knew I spoke Japanese. And they're oh, this is Nina. Didn't you take down my number? I was like, thought it was Nita I first read, and I'm like, oh, this must be a new number. I will look. Nita is the wondrous lady who runs the Indie Comics Network with Daphne. And I was like, I will, uh, I'll update my contacts. I'm like, wait a minute, that said Nina, not Nita. I was like, oh, oops. And they're like, and they started telling me about themselves a little bit. Like, oh, I'm from like New Zealand, and I don't really speak any of the languages aside from English. And it was like, yeah, and they're like, because well, if you, I'm like, well, you got a cool story to tell. That you message some girl who speaks Japanese. Reality, my Japanese is I'm better than Spanish, but they don't need it. So, but so they're just like, oh, and oh, where are you from? I said, I'm from Boston. I'm currently in Tokyo. They're like, what? Like, yeah, I'm an exchange. Just like, how old are you? And I'm like, 15. So needless to say, I had a little fun with this person. I said, I gotta go right now. I'm turning off my phone because I don't want to end up holding buckets of water outside the classroom. So, was a punishment and schools for a while for disruptive kids made to hold buckets of water outside the classroom. I don't believe it's been done since like the 70s, but it is something that's there, and it's in a lot of them. I think now they just give. Of course, now since I had done that conversation, and you're always being listened to by something, YouTube started throwing me all this stuff about Japanese exchange students. think my goal for onto a two-page manga story. It's in Star Wars, like my own character, taking some inspiration primarily from the Ninth Jedi. So I like that world, like that vision of Star Wars. Something I should. I never thought about. I only watched the Star Wars Visions episode in Japanese. I only ever watched the English dubs of them because that was like the default. But I really should watch them in Japanese. Usually the Japanese voice actors better. Disney does hire some people, so we'll give them that. I was also debating on doing something and or related, but eh. I really like Andor. It's a really good show. That's a good place to start for that right now. Okay, be wrapping up soon. We get our idea for villain. Just looking for a little inspiration for a villain. I want to do a Sith Lord of some kind and try to figure out what exactly. Maybe. All right, let's see how that looks. Darker. Let's do it a bit smaller. think I could fake. I was kind of thinking about the tick a little bit as I sketched this. I was like, he's got that huge chin, like an evil tick. Like the tick was if the tick was a Sith Lord. Yeah, this kind of works. New definition if chins could kill. Also thinking of a dark side like, and then it kind of turned into the tick. No, it's like I can work with this. It's the other reason that if Randy ever needs somebody to draw Hero Bot Zero, I want to do it. And, I think that'll do. Really, Rocket? Yeah, it is that time. Well, I've been going about 2 hours, a little bit over. So about 2 hours and 10 minutes. I think this is a good place to stop. And I should be back on Sunday. I'll definitely be on the um, morning, Sunday morning funnies. We're going to be doing some Paul Williamson's Star Wars. Some of my doodles from gaming in a little bit today. I get my Jedi character, and you saw my take it with the Sith. So yeah. So on that note, we'll give that a pause. And just have to ask if everybody could just do me the solid of, the usual. All right. I'd like to thank everybody again for being here. I really appreciate it. Charles, it's great seeing you. And I'm going to sign off for today. But hey, it's always good. And just remember, no matter what, And there we go. And that should have it. But anyway, thanks very much. I'm Allison McGlone, the Alikat. Been drawing with you for about 2 hours now. And hope to be back on Sunday. Give us a little bit of the, the good old
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday!
So, hopefully I'll be back then. Do some arting. Get some other stuff going on. And alright. But everybody, have a wonderful day. It was great seeing you all. Keep on trucking. Yep, I'll definitely try, Charles. I'll keep on trucking. You guys have a great one. Bye.